Need to order. I'll say our prayer, Jim.
Yeah, I can. Dear Heavenly Father, it's good to be in your presence tonight, Lord Jesus. We just pray that you'll be with us, guide us and protect us, Lord. And we just thank you for letting us be from a wonderful community, Lord. And we just pray that you'll keep your hands upon us and protect us and bless us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh. All right, let's see here. Need approval of the agenda. Is there anything we need to change? Add? No? All right, need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. How about the minutes? Everybody think the minutes look good? I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Financial reports. Need a motion to approve the financial reports.
I make a motion.
Second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Appearances. All right. Y'all want to talk?
Sounds good. Right here? All right, perfect. Thank you all so very much for having us. Some may not know who I am, but quickly, Lee Rabolzi, with Family Connection. There's one of us in every county in the state. We're state funded. And our main focus in Miller County is health related and literacy. And that comes out through our Shape Up Miller. One of our many focus has been pickleball. I just want to thank you all as a county for being proactive and thinking outside the box and using your assets, which is our tennis courts, and actually creating pickleball out of this. We have gotten so many calls, text messages from strangers that they've seen it online and asking, can we come play? And that's even out of county because their county and their city, they do not have a pickleball court. So we have a wonderful asset. So I first want to thank you all very much for taking that chance and doing that addition out there. So with that being said, we started in the summer. Doug asked that, hey, let's try to push this. I'll help. I'll order whatever y'all need. So thank you all for ordering the supplies to do that. It was very easy to introduce people to the sport with the equipment. It's hard to come out and it's scary to come out. And then when you have to actually pay for something to do that, no one really wants to do that. So we actually was able to eliminate those barriers. We make it very easy to come out. We make it very convenient. We tried it over the summer when churches weren't meeting on Wednesdays. We had a very small group of 7 that first came out, and every single week it grew and grew. We have had up to 36 coming out on a Thursday. I certainly could not do that without this team right here. Every single one of them have been so wonderful and helping. But those 36, we have had like 20 consistently coming all the time. Not only have they used our paddles, but they've gone out and purchased their own. And I will tell you, even like $120 paddles, I would say, that some of them are purchasing. And no one's going to go purchase that unless they're serious and they're going to come back, or at least I wouldn't. But so that's really cool. Families are coming out. It's not just 1 or 2, they're bringing their entire family. And I don't know, I mean, do y'all realize how rapidly, like, this sport is growing like crazy? It's all over. Commercials are everywhere about it.
Professional pickleball, I mean,
yes.
It's crazy.
It's in schools, it's in high schools and middle schools. And so I'm just so proud that y'all are embracing this and allowing us to introduce this to the community. And I am so serious about this that we actually wrote a grant, purchased equipment, and I've already got the superintendent of the school to approve it. And so the PE department is going to introduce this with our youth because we've had such great interest with our youth out there on Thursdays. And because our numbers are so high on Thursday, we're now trying to open it up for Tuesdays. We say we started at 6 o'clock and people were already out here at 4:30, right, TT? On Thursday. Because they're worried they're not gonna get enough courts, they're already coming before our time is actually supposed to be started. We've been able to keep up with really good data every single week. We take pictures, we send it to post it on social media. We have sign-in sheets. Everybody that's actually set foot out there, including their children, have signed a release of liability. We appreciate the extra equipment, and we already have people asking, when can we have a league and when can we have a tournament? One other thing I want to tell you, and then I want you to talk about the tournaments and the leagues, and but diversity. This has been a really cool experience to see all ages. Anyone from a 6-year-old, which was one of mine, there were several, all the way to a 79-year-old out there playing and coming back. And like my 79-year-old that I'm talking about, she came and observed twice, watched on the side, had her rules and regulations, asked questions, and was out there ready to play last week. So it was funny. Let's see. I talked about elementary all the way to seniors. The abilities, we've got children with disabilities out there, which I thought was amazing how much fun that they had. And when I met with our superintendent, we have the cafeteria at the BOE. He has allowed us to open that up and have an indoor court. So for our alternative school kids and our special needs, when they come over for art, they can actually play right there indoor in the cafeteria. We tape that. We have a portable net in there as well. So if we grow this community-wide and then we start growing youth to love it and play, it's only going to grow even larger here locally, plus all the out-of-county people that are wanting to come and participate in our stuff. Just some families I was really proud of. Sangria Branch brought her daughters out. I was so happy to see all 3 of them play. Rick and Becky LaGuardia, their entire family, even their daughter-in-law is pregnant. She's out there plays, and I love that. She didn't even let that stop. Daniel and Stacy Mock and their 2 kids. I mean, it's just wonderful. Scott and Lori Tennant with all of their kids. It was great to have old former tennis players.
Yeah, some of my tennis players came out, and they loved it. Yeah.
And they're back out there right now. Nothing organized. They're out there with their own equipment. Tracy and Stephanie Odom, they're out there with their 2 boys who are now grown-ups. But it's just really cool that they get to do that together as a family. But we've been hitting work sites, and so they're getting groups of people to come from Banks and Birdsong and just groups of friends. A bunch of the girls come and they play. So that's really all. I just kind of wanted to give you some facts and data and showing y'all how much it grows. If y'all want to see, I've got a book to prove it. And y'all have any questions for me?
She's gonna talk about the tournament stuff.
Yeah.
I am. Get a paddle out in the ball.
Oh, y'all are about to play.
Yeah, y'all about to do this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, this is,
I want y'all to touch it.
you can get a $20 paddle. That's about a $20 paddle. This paddle is about $150. However dedicated you are, you can decide what you want. And this is the ball that they use. It's just like it's kind of like a wiffle ball. And there's different balls for indoor and outdoor play. Like the indoor balls have bigger holes and the outdoor ones are a little bit smaller. But
Yep.
It's very nice.
but I want to
What's
talk
the
to
difference
y'all
from the $100
about.
one and the?
It's
a lot lighter.
Some of y'all don't know me.
Yeah, it's real light.
Like
Yeah,
things
very
kind
light.
That's right. Ping pong too.
Okay, y'all have a copy of the flyer. Good. My name is April Powell. I am a teacher here at the high school. I'm a special education co-teacher, and I coach girls and boys tennis. Of course, I play tennis, and I started playing pickleball probably a couple years ago. And then Lee approached me, and she was like, I want you to come play pickleball. We need some help. And I was like, okay, I'll come. And so I started coming out there, and helping, and the whole month of September, we did a free pickleball clinic, like Pickleball 101, where, they learned how to play, and like I say, we had 36, I pulled up last Thursday night, and this parking lot down here was full of cars. I was like, what in the world, are they playing baseball or something down here? What's going on? And it was all pickleball players, and I was just like floored. I couldn't believe it. But everybody's loving it and having fun and getting some exercise. But let me talk to you about the tournaments. They act like I'm a professional or something, but I played in 3 tournaments. But the tournament that we want to have in November, y'all all have a flyer of that. Let me talk about a tournament that I went to this past weekend. It was a tournament in Moultrie, and it was Dinks for Dinners. It was to help with the Meals on Wheels program. There were 62 players registered, and it was $55 a person to play. So basically, they brought in $3,410 in registration fees. Our tournament, we've done the cost a little bit up. This is kind of like we're kind of got to get our feet wet, and trying to figure this thing out. So we put it at $30 and the max at $40. So that's gonna bring in about $2,400 if we have 60 people at $40. Pickleball, it's all about getting people out and exercising and having fun, but also it can be a source of a little bit of revenue to help run the rec department, which is good. And the tournament can even be run by, you can hire a tournament director, or you can have your rec director do it. It's up to you. And, on your form, you'll see that there are different levels. Like it starts out at a 2-0. A 2-0 is just a beginner. It's somebody that just started playing. And then you go up to like a 4-5 and a 5-0, and those are your really good, like they play tournaments all the time, they're good. These 2 right here. These guys would be like a 3-0 player. Like a 3-0 player. I play in like the 3-0 league, so. And also, I kind of looked up online what different rec departments like charge. If a group like from out of county just wanted to come and rent your courts, they usually rent out for about $36 an hour. If they wanted to just rent a court to play. Like in Dothan, if I want to go play pickleball, it's $3.50 court fee to play each person.
And in Tallahassee, it's $5.50, I think it is.
Yeah. And they recommend like a $12 for leagues. Like if we ran a league that maybe lasted a month, it'd be $12 a person. And also you want to keep costs low to keep people playing. You don't want to charge a astronomical amount.
Because we want them to keep coming back to be healthier and active, and it's good socialization and camaraderie.
Right.
And Russ may even want to talk about the health side of it.
Well, I do want to say something. As y'all know, I'm a veterinarian at Concord Animal Hospital. My employees are the most sedentary people in this whole county. I promise you. For years, I've been trying to get them involved with bicycle riding. I've even offered to help them buy bicycles. Softball, basketball, volleyball, you name it, I've begged them to do stuff. Can't get anybody to do anything. There's something about this sport that 3 of them have already started playing, and another 2 have promised that they're coming. I'm like, what is it about this sport? Once people hear about it or see it or whatever, they want to play it. And once they play, they're good. And do you want to mention about Golden Olympics? Or do you want
because we have the access to the courts, we've added that as our new event. Every year we add a new event for our seniors, Golden Olympics, and it'll be pickleball this year. So we look forward to utilizing the courts and,
You can
recruiting more
play
people.
at the state level or the national level if you get that serious.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know, do y'all have any questions so far for them?
The
Okay.
fundings will go towards,
So for this particular tournament, this is our guinea pig to kind of see how it will work. The funding will be for our Golden Olympics, for our locals to go towards our seniors. But, you know, we can host more of those and that can be a rec department, you know, revenue. So ours is gonna be the guinea pig, I guess, to kind of see how well it does, so.
And what we're proposing is, to, do either the top courts or the bottom courts, it doesn't matter to me, to making those, one of those exclusive pickleball courts. And that would mean 6 courts. So that would mean painting 6 pickleball courts on the 2 tennis courts. And then the 2 other tennis courts we would leave alone. And, you know, that would be used for tennis. The question is, you know, I coach high school tennis, and I know the middle school tennis team, they use these courts for their practice and their play. And I don't want to take that away from, I mean, it's y'all's decision. If you want to, you know, keep it tennis and we'll just draw the pickleball lines, we can do that. Or if you want to make them strictly pickleball and then keep the 2 top courts, you know, tennis.
So once we convert those courts, you can't convert them, like you couldn't, the kids couldn't come after school and play tennis on them, they would just be pickleball forever.
I'm sure the lines would probably mess them up.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines when you go to drawing the courts on there. The way they are now is there's a pickleball court on each tennis court. And I played tennis on the courts that has happened, and the pickleball line and the serve line are real close to each other, and it's hard to distinguish in your mind what's in and out. So when you start drawing lines, because as the high school tennis coach, we could not play any region play on these courts because there's extra lines
It's
on
just
there.
practice
Well,
only.
what about
Yeah.
the middle
Just
school, is that the same with them? I mean, if they,
No, they can play on the courts with the pickleball lines. They can still play on those courts.
And we also want you to know, I mean, a tennis season is 1 month, right? Maybe practice
For the middle school,
beforehand.
they practice a month and they play a month, like 4 or 5 matches.
And you're looking at less than 20 kids, you know, and over a whole year time, you know, you all just need to decide on what y'all think would be most important for the community, you know.
And the school system has tennis
We
courts.
do. We actually have 6 new courts, but there are no lights. Hopefully we'll be getting lights. I hope so. But you know, they usually do their practicing and play their season on these courts. And you know, the city of Colquitt has, you know, let us use these courts for like 20 years before the new courts were built at high school. We appreciate that. I mean, you know, free of charge, they just let us use them. So I'm not pushing one way or the other, because certainly I don't want to, you know, take away tennis from the middle schoolers, but, you know, we do have courts at the school. But
But
the
with no
middle
lights.
school and the high school will have to share them.
When do the middle school practice? They practice at night also? I mean,
They
come
do
here.
right after school. They usually practice from like 4 to 5:30.
That's still
Well,
daylight,
that
they
would-
wouldn't need lights.
If I remember, it's been a long time, but in school, when the time changes, they have tennis match, sometimes they have to cut lights on to finish the match.
You do, before the time changes, yes. Yeah, the first of the season, I do all my beginning matches away at courts that have lights, and then the end of my season, I do them home, because we have a little more daylight.
My concern would be taken away from them, putting all the lines, they won't be able to practice. That would be my concern, until you do get lights at the school. I mean, if the lights was at the school, then it wouldn't be a issue, but for now, my main concern was taking away from them, at this point.
What kind of time frame do you think we'll have lights at the school? Or are they in the works of getting them, or?
No, I mean, they're wiring for the capacity to get them, but, I mean, it took 20 years to get tennis courts.
Longer than that,
So,
longer than that. Longer than that.
Yeah.
Took about 100.
yeah.
But have you actually been on the tennis court to actually see the pickleball and the tennis
I
court?
rode by and kind of looked at it, yeah.
Because it is, I mean, as a tennis player, to me, it would be really hard, and then as a pickleball player, it's hard, I would say, for both.
So I looked, and that was another concern of mine, like, because I do want to try to play. The confusion of the lines, I mean, I would be
How much would it
confused.
cost to renovate the courts like y'all are talking about?
You just step in here, we've
Yes.
got the paint, we've got the paint left over, 255-gallon drums, and I don't know if it's,
Enough.
they're sitting up under, no, it's full, they're sitting up under that tree, I don't know if it's good, it's under a tree. So, we've got the paint,
So what about the
I
nets
kinda-
and stuff? Do you have to dig up the old nets and
no,
stuff?
you just paint it and stripe it.
No, what the nets that do now is, you show them these pictures, Lee.
Yeah, sure.
Where the nets are now, you would have 3 pickleball courts on one side, and that net would be a barrier to keep the balls from going to the other 3 pickleball
Yeah, this is
courts.
the tennis net as it stands right now, so that would be kind of like a barrier. In Cairo, we actually went to observe, and they used a fence here. It was a chain link fence. So we've looked at trying to do other options, because believe me, we want to be able to make it work for everyone. But currently, the way it is right now, there's only 2 pickleball on each court because they were painted on top of the tennis courts. So, here you all can take this if you want. So I just, I don't know, and this is another option, I guess y'all can keep both, sorry. We have the paint, we even
Or
were
is it just a
willing
run
to
tennis
paint it ourselves if that was something.
Yeah.
You've got 20,
the
less
the
than
orange is
20
the
middle
pickleball.
I thought they
schoolers.
said 6.
Could they use the other 2 courts and that
'Cause
be
there's-
sufficient?
They
Right.
could, because before we got courts in the schools, the middle school was actually going to a man that has a court in his yard here in Caldwell. They were using that one court for practice. So, I mean, if we left 2 courts alone, and, I mean, they could play and practice on those 2 courts. It wouldn't, leave them out in
Did
the
you hear that? What
cold
did she
with
say?
no tennis courts.
She said,
And plus, I mean, I don't think you wanna, I wouldn't convert both of them to pickleball, to be honest with you. I mean, I would leave in case somebody wants to, I mean, there's people playing tennis right now. Some of my players, I don't know why they're at the school, not at the school playing, but.
I was told the school wouldn't let them be there after school hours, that's what I've been told.
and so there's
Oh,
2
really?
in one
That's what I've been
section and 2
told.
in another.
I don't know if that's
Say
true,
the
board,
lower
somebody could call
courts
in
and
if
the
they want
top
to.
courts.
That's
And
what I was
currently,
told.
the way we have right now, when
can
the lines were
inform me
painted
of such.
pickleball, they're actually painted on
Maybe
top
check
of
on
the
that.
tennis court. So,
Well,
but
'cause if they
it
told
would
them
be
that, they
really
hadn't
nice
told me
if
that.
we could do it like 2 and 2, like that.
It may
So
not be
you can
true.
actually do 4 courts on one
What I was
tennis
told, though.
court.
But
And then that'll leave us with no tennis court, right?
Well, no, ma'am, you would
But
still
we are
see the
willing
white
to,
lines of the tennis, and
if-
that net would still
we
exist,
have the
so
paint,
they could
I mean,
still
we are
play.
willing to
They could
paint
still
and do
play.
everything. And you had talked to us
I would
about
rather have a
Just
tennis
pickleball.
court.
possibly
Yeah,
having
and
the
just
contractor
pickleball and
come
just
back
have
and
the-
do
we
some
never
work
wanted to
anyway.
touch
It needs
all
to come back
4.
repackaged,
We
so,
only
I
wanted
mean,
to
you
touch
I may can
one
get them to do that if you
section.
agree, I may get them to
We
get
can
them
make
to fix
these
it.
courts up
Paint
to
so
it.
how much would it cost for
Solid
extra
pickleball
nets and,
and
I
those
mean, it sounds like we got the paint.
Yeah,
So
he's,
we
Doug's
already-
already ordered the nets,
Okay.
boards, balls.
So they're not hard to, you ain't gotta drill into the concrete and
No,
nothing
and
like
they're nice, I
Really
mean, they're
those 2
they're
courts,
the
plus
best.
the ones that they
They're
got.
that.
good.
I know those did the best.
As long as we have, for just tennis court.
Mhm.
Cause
But
y'all
he
want
was
County
4
discount.
Well,
tennis
Doug was
court.
really
Mhm.
nice, like I
Currently
sent him,
at 4
I sent him
pickleball.
what we needed and like they were ordered the next day. I was like, wow,
They come
thank
from
you.
the rec department, wasn't board commissioner.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, yeah,
gonna
that was
pay
rec
off.
department, yes.
It is gonna pay
So what
off.
did she say? Did she say it was gonna be eight courts or
No.
six?
Well, it could be, like, it's just really how we angle it. How we had measured before, it
Um,
would be,
Well, it would be 6, and then we would have the 2 that are the tennis courts now.
Would you rather do them two up there, them
Oh,
as
would you
pickleball, 'cause
now?
those lights are the best.
Yes,
lights.
I would
Two
rather.
tennis
Two
courts
lights
down there,
around
right?
up here.
Right.
There's two of these down.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right.
there's actually
So you
4
have
in each.
So you would do it like
in the
this or
area
not?
there's
You would not
2.
do it like
If you did
this?
those 6 right there.
So if we did it
Two
like
down
this, we
there.
could have
Yeah,
8
just leave
pickleball.
those 2 as
We
tennis.
could.
Is there not
We
enough
just have to
room?
measure everything and make
But then
sure
you won't
because
have
of
a
those
tennis court.
dimensions.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
We would still have 2 tennis courts.
You would still have two. You'd
Mhm.
actually have.
Well, we wouldn't have this as,
You would have 8.
It'd be
pickleball
close.
and 2
It'd be
tennis.
close. It'd be close if you did it. If you tried to put 8 down there, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
we measured it out, actually TT went down there and we measured it out and it would put the courts really
Be
close
real close,
together.
To
right.
do
Okay.
8, but 6 works.
Six.
3 on
Six
each
works.
side.
6 was
So
there.
you're gonna put 6 in those 2 courts down there, and then
Yes.
you'll have some
And then
room
we
on the
have the
side.
Yeah,
two
3 on
tennis
one
courts.
side, 3 on the
Yes,
other.
I'm with
You
you.
have room between one and the
I'm
other.
with you. All right.
And we'll have 2 regular tennis courts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As long as
So
we
you'd
don't
have
take
plenty of
away
room
from the
for 6.
kids.
I
I don't, that's,
see it.
I don't-
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
that's
and no, please y'all know that kids are playing 6 and up. It's crazy how the children are playing.
So are they more migrating to pickleball younger now or tennis? I mean, what have you seen?
Well, now, as far as schools are concerned, I mean, there's no pickleball programs.
If
except
there
for
was,
the-
though, which one do you think they would go to? Tennis or pickleball? It'd be a hard choice.
Ask the tennis coach.
I don't know.
But once we
Pickleball
introduce
coach
this,
too, so.
once we introduce this into the schools and they have fun doing this at PE, I can only see even more coming out. So, to play.
And the seniors, you can't get them to play tennis, you hold a gun to their head. They don't
No.
play pickleball.
And I'm a tennis player and I play a lot at Bainbridge and people really aren't playing tennis anymore. And
Bainbridge
but,
is a pretty big tennis, or used to be a pretty
Yeah,
big
it
tennis
is,
community,
and-
didn't they?
you know, I can go and play pickleball every night in Bainbridge. I mean, they say open play is only 3 nights a week. They're there every night. Yeah. And Bainbridge is actually they've just built 12 covered courts.
And then YMCA building them too, or is that them? Are they
Well,
talking about it?
yeah, I've heard they are, but nothing's been going forward with that yet. Y'all have any more questions for us?
Sorry we took long. I'm glad the call was working. Y'all just let us know.
I think that, we'll discuss it and we will let y'all know something.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And we'll see you guys out on Thursday. Is that the plan?
Tomorrow.
It's gonna be raining, it's gonna be raining, it's gonna be raining, it's gonna be raining Thursday.
All right, well, there you go. We have tomorrow.
See, that's why we got 2 days.
Player's gonna come tomorrow.
What you gonna do when I come out there and beat you? Thank y'all for coming.
I do
Thank
thank
y'all.
y'all.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. All right, next old business is fuel center report.
It's basically just, it's still trucking along. We hadn't had any problems. We actually did, I take that back. We had a problem with one of the, it's got one of those fuel cutoffs on the depth side of it where it's got a magnet on the end, and if the magnet's not on there, it's not gonna run. Well, one of the school buses, they now own the magnet. It's in one of their fuel tanks, or depth tanks. So we've got replacements. It's up there working again. That's the only issue we've had. I haven't noticed if there's been a backlog of vehicles lately,
Every now and then you'll get 3 or 4 school buses, but
but I've got
it's not
PSG
been a problem for
I've
us.
got PSG drawing up a quote just in case we need to add an additional dispenser. We are up to, I think the last one was 15,000 gallons, which is, if you see the totals, the money on the next page, it's going up. It's hovering around 50,000 a month, which is good. That's all we have on the fuel and stuff, sir.
All right, we'll move on to the UTV registration ordinance.
So all I did on this one, I haven't, Mr. Allen had said that if any of y'all had any questions to get with me, I haven't heard anything about it from any of y'all, so if y'all are good, I'll just start forwarding this over to the attorney and have him go ahead and get it ready to be, legalized.
All right. New business be the golf equipment financing. And this is just for the approval, I think,
Yeah,
right?
y'all did that group, we all decided to go with First State because they were the cheapest. And they're working on the paperwork, we just need to do a formal vote on that,
You just need a motion and a second.
yeah.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye. Motion approved. All right. Then the next is department job description.
Yeah, this was what one of the attorneys, me and him had talked about, redoing the policy and procedures and then coming up with job descriptions, which we've never had. So I just included all y'all and gave you a copy of what we came up with. That's pretty much every department, that we manage. So y'all just look it over, and I'll get it to him. And, next will be the, performance evaluations. That'll be the last thing we have to do to get up to date.
All the departments have the job description? Every department already have it too?
Yeah, I gave the ones this morning, we had a department head meeting, so I gave it to all the department heads what theirs were. Yes.
Okay.
You got anything you wanna,
Yeah, I'm just listening at
you're
it,
just listening?
that's
Okay.
all. I'm assuming he's not talking about Constitution, it's just.
No,
No, just the county.
No,
Just
no,
county, yeah.
Just
yeah,
county.
no, just employees. You
But
just
if we
listening
wanted
to?
Use some of that, we could use it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got them created, but we just, the one ones we put in place was the county. So I mean, if you guys say, hey, well, I wanna look at them, then, cause I mean, as a county, we have to have them, whether y'all accept them or not. But I mean, if y'all want them, Sheriff Department want them, I got them
Okay.
sent over to
You
y'all.
go to executive session?
Okay.
Need to? You wanna go? I don't want
No.
to. Anything else, Doug? That's it?
That's it, yeah, on that one. And then the last department, if you look at departments, each department head has now started sending actually the ones that can, the rec hadn't. But the 911, the EMS and road department all have sent their,
Sounds like a lot of calls.
reports for you guys to look at.
Is that a lot of calls? That seems like a lot of calls. Is that normal? Is that a normal month?
842, that's a lot.
It seemed like a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a day?
Last week,
No.
842
Yeah.
just for Miller,
That seems like a lot to me.
and 318 for Baker, so y'all,
Yeah, I mean, that's 1,026 for the month of September. Maybe 30 days in a month, or
That's right.
so that's pretty much all I got.
all right. Anything else? Anybody? All right. All right. I think we need a motion to adjourn.
I did have
Okay.
out there on the Griffin Sheffield, I had a complaint on that pipe. Are y'all completed out there, or?
No, we hadn't got it completed. Now, we put some in, you know what I'm saying, and we working on that, but, you know, we kinda battling peanut pickers and, we trying not to slow,
Mm-hmm.
trying not to slow some of that down. I mean, right now, it just kinda hit us at a big time. Now, we finished Bryan Road, but, what was the complaint?
I guess it's not in the flow line, the pipe it's sticking up, and they said it was settling.
No, I looked at it today, cause I went out there and moved the excavator, and when you look down on Kelly Road, I mean, it's ground level now, it does. One side's low, the Kelly side's lower than the Mount Olive side, but now, I didn't notice, I mean, it's you kinda look straight through the pipe, and it's ground level, you know, on one side, and ground level on the other side, so.
What about, I went and looked at, the one out by Miss Carolyn Worsley's, we're gonna have to do something about it. It's too high, I know. It's not the flow line, the outlet, the inlet. It's above the ditch line. We're gonna have to lower it.
Sorta like the one that right there, Kelly Road, ain't it? The one that's
the one we
it's
were
a
just
hump.
talking about.
Oh, now, we gonna build that up some too, you know, as we work
But
on
you're gonna
it.
lower the pipe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
need to lower the pipe, yeah.
That's there now.
Well, I wasn't talking about lowering that one, that one, I didn't do that one out there, to be honest, cause I.
We're gonna have to lower it, cause it's actually got dirt in the flow line, then the pipe's on top of the dirt, and
Well, I
then there's dirt on top
I
of
was
it.
really trying to use it as an equalizer, Jeff. I wasn't trying to get it to go, I was trying to let that side fill up, cause that really don't go anywhere. You know, it fills up both ditches, and what I was doing there was kinda letting it fill up, you know, hold some in both ditches, because when it fills up, it runs over and runs down her yard, goes to her carport. And that water's not flowing anywhere, it's just a crossover pipe
But
there.
it's not gonna be able to flow how it is now, is what I'm saying. The actual inlet on that pipe is taller than the ditch line, the flow line.
On the backside, now I hadn't seen it, to be honest, I
It's
hadn't
not
seen
gonna,
it. 'Cause
what it's
I
gonna do,
didn't-
that water's gonna hit it and it's gonna start swirling and eat it out.
I'll go look at it and see. I mean, we put it in on kind of an angle right there to keep it, cause it's coming down that road, you know, and wanted it to catch in instead of going, you know, where it would feed into it a little bit, but be honest, I hadn't seen it since they put it in, cause I had to go to the doctor and
Right.
they did
And I wanna take a look at it, cause and I don't think they covered it up, the end of it as well. I know on Griffin Sheffield they did, and it's exposed, so,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we still got a lot of work to do there at River Sherfield, that's all gonna come up right there, cause it floods if it, you know, it don't, it just ain't got to build to. But I didn't notice it being a rise today, and I saw, you know, that's the only time I've seen the one at River Sherfield, cause when I come down the road, I was kinda, you know, the ditch line, I was looking down the ditch. You know, and it went the way, if the water come, it goes straight through the pipe from the Mount Olive side. But I'll look at it closer,
Yeah.
but like I said, I hadn't seen either one of them, because when I come back, we've been chasing peanut pickers. You know, I really hadn't had time to go work on neither one of them, we've been cutting limbs, that's pretty much all we've done for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think your pipe is gonna be taller than the flow line.
I got you,
You just need to lower it.
I got you.
That's all I got, Lee.
That's all. Anybody else? No? Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Motion passes.